Hi, I'm Joni Spencer, Editor-in-Chief of Commercial Baking. I'm here at the ABA convention, and I'm catching up with Anne-Marie Roerink, President of 210 Analytics. And 210 Analytics just launched ABA's new Bakery Playbook research sponsored by Puratos, and we're going to have a little conversation about what's in this research. Hi, Anne-Marie. Thanks for catching up with me.
Oh, looking forward to it. So fire away. I'm ready to go.
Okay, so with any consumer research, there's always a little bit of good news, a little bit of bad news. Where are we right now in the state of what's driving consumers?
Well, affordability is absolutely that little bit of bad news, right? There is a lot of inflation if you look at the cumulative impact of inflation over the last couple of years. And so consumers have cut back a little bit on both their meal-related baked goods and their baked treats and desserts. But at the end of the day, the pressure that we're seeing in volume and units isn't anything different than what total food and beverage is seeing. And more than anything, I think one of the most important stats of the research is the fact that 94% of consumers are willing to splurge a little bit when the time is right. So it really is up to us as an industry to focus in on those special occasions, entertaining, doing something nice for ourselves, nutrition, a brand that I love, because, a category like baked goods, we can really, really ramp up that emotional connection into traditions.
Now, that 94% statistic, I would call that great news. I thought that was amazing.
Absolutely. I think that particular slide, I call that my blueprint for growth, right? Those are all the reasons when consumers are willing to splurge a little bit more. And that's where we can really drive our own success by clearly communicating about health and nutrition and emotional well-being and physical health. When we can talk about the amazing connections of baked goods to important traditions and holidays, we can talk about sustainability and brands that we love. So that is really an area where at the end of the day, if we get one more trip or one more unit in a basket during an existing trip, we are back up to our normal levels. And that really is the most important part about, just driving that extra one purchase.
Absolutely. And now this research is a little bit different than what ABA has typically done because you're breaking these down by the category. So I know you talked today about cookies and bread, but what are some of the other categories that are coming out?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So sometimes we have to look at what are those 30,000 feet trends that are really the undercurrent to everything that is happening. So that would be your convenience, your sustainability, your affordability, health and well-being. And we certainly touched upon those, but we really looked at it through the lens of cookies and bread this particular time. The reason for that is we know people shop and think about cookies very, very differently than they do bread or what have you. So it's important to understand the broader trends in the marketplace, but it's also important to understand what are the opportunities within each category, how do people shop them, etc. So we're going to look at buns and rolls, we're going to look at tortillas, we're going to look at a whole variety, and if I can ask anything of your audience, get involved. We want to hear from you what it is that you need to know in any of these categories or advocate for your own, because this is going to be a series that is ongoing. In my mind, the best industry is by the industry, or the best research is by the industry for the industry. So get involved and help us create amazing research.
Definitely. And so ABA members can access these playbooks just through their member portal on the ABA website. So visiting AmericanBakers.org, members can access this incredible research. And thanks for all the work that you've done on it. It is really informative, and what we've seen so far, it's pretty great.
Well, thank you so much. I hope it really helps us get that one extra trip and one extra unit and be back on top, because one thing is for sure, whether we're talking about cookies or bread, people love baked goods. Their eyes, just shine, and they just have their favorites, but they love to explore new items, and that's really the fun part of being in this category.
Definitely. Anne-Marie, thanks so much for catching up with me.
All right. Thanks for having me.